Hey there, Seaver Shoots back with another video. Before we get into the super cool thing that is making this setup extremely reliable and efficient, we are going to talk about two things. The first one is Dangerous But Good, my favorite apparel brand. If you use Seaver Shoots 10 at checkout, it'll save you 10%. Faith, family, freedom, if those are your values, then Dangerous But Good is the apparel brand for you. Go check out what they have. I promise you will like something, and it's super comfortable and they fit very well. They also have sweats and sweatpants, outerwear, hats, all the things that you could want. I really think their patches are super cool as well, so you'll be seeing more of those on the channel. Again, Seaver Shoots 10 will save you 10% at checkout. And now I want to talk to you about my favorite affiliate, and that is Axle Hearing Protection. I just got these fairly recently. You'll actually see me using them in the video today, but these are the Axle GS Extreme 2.0s, and they are the SIG version that they just sent to me. I love these things. I use them for everything, not just shooting. They are fantastic for shooting, but I use them at the gym. I use them for work. I use them for yard work. I use them to go on jogs. Honestly, I probably spend about 8 hours a day with these things in my ears. And the nicest thing about them is if somebody's trying to talk to me, I don't have to take them out. I can just turn on the active listening and hear them perfectly. And then when they're done talking or I'm done conversing with somebody, boom, I turn off that active listening and get on with my day. Fantastic if you work or live your life in a noisy environment. These things will save you. If you see this during Memorial Day weekend, then you can go down to the link in the description and you can save 35% on anything that you buy at Axle. If you see it after Memorial Day weekend, sorry, you missed the 35%, but you can still get 15% off by using Seaver Shoots at checkout as your discount code. Again, go ahead and check out that link down in the description and grab yourself a pair of amazing, innovative, flexible ear protection. Now, let's get into the video. So, the thing that we're going to be talking about today actually lives inside my Spiritus Microfight placard is how I'm running it. This is part of a Spiritus chest rig. So, when it comes to this guy, I thought this envelope style placard was amazing, but I thought I needed a better system for retaining magazines. ANR Design has come out with what they're calling the Ghidorah system, which is basically 3 magazine pouches made of Kydex, but they're all attached to each other. So it's actually, I think it's 2 pieces of plastic total, and you'll see them in a second. I'm going to show you an installation video that shows me ripping out my old system that you saw in the review of this placard, and then putting in the new Ghidorah system. So let's send you over there now. All right, this is gonna be a humongous pain in the butt, but we're going to do it anyway. This is going to be the uninstallation of the old system and the new installation of the Ghidorah system. So you'll notice I have now put the Velcro on the back here, give you a nice up close look of this system, specifically made for this particular envelope that Spiritus Systems makes. So you'll notice the cut opens here. The other Ghidorah system that ANR Design does not have these cuts. It is a whole rounded piece that they then mold the very same way. But in order to get it to fit this very popular chest rig, they had to modify it a little bit. But they had enough people asking for it that they did it. So that is a cool thing about ANR Design specifically. So let's go ahead and remove our mags out of here. And here comes the fun part. So I didn't really get to give you this view when I did the first video talking about the Microfight envelope, but this is what it looks like inside currently. You can see the 3 separate pieces that are in there. They came with the Velcro installed, something I kind of wish ANR Design would just do. We are going to get these guys out of here, which is just as much fun as it is to get them in here. I think this will go on a lot easier because it's standalone. It's all, you know, more or less one piece. It's all together. These are 3 separate pieces of Kydex. So here we go. Might start a time lapse here depending on how difficult this is, but we're basically just gonna go one by one ripping these guys out. All right, okay, there we go. Nice big empty envelope here on my Microfight chest rig. Now we're going to insert this guy, but in order to do that, in order to make it easier, I went ahead and cut these guys out. I'm not sure I talked about these in the last video, but basically these are just guides. They will keep the system from making contact. Let's see how she goes in. Oh man, it's gonna be a nice tight fit from what I can tell. It's down in there, nice and deep. So notice, it more or less looks very similar to what I had set up with this, just not exactly the same, obviously, but it's all one piece, which is nice. So one other thing is they really built it to fit evenly from one side to the other. You'll notice how like nice and tight the fit and finish is there. I'm just gonna make sure it is in fact as centered as I want it to be, because I want this thing to be as balanced as possible, and it feels like it's just about perfect. So now, easy peasy, I will just pull these guys out, and I will make sure that the Velcro tightens down, and now we'll throw these guys back in. All right, so I'm already seeing one potential issue that I'm not in love with, but I think we can mess with it and play with it to get it how we want it to be. So there it is, it's all installed. We've got mags in here and everything, and we can find some other thing to do with these lovely, what do you even call these? Lovely little wedges. Have to engineer these into something useful at some point, but I like the way this looks. It seems a lot more even. You can notice that there is some good space in between here. Also, it seems like the rigidity of the system is really well set up as well. I like how it holds itself up, how it's not, you know, flopping, how the mags, notice, are all in a nice row. That wasn't so bad in my opinion. That could have been way worse. Installation was very easy. I'd recommend definitely making some kind of jig that allows you to get it down there nice and easily without it integrating with the Velcro too early. But other than the reholstering of these edge mags, and I think that might just be something I just have to get used to. Yeah, I'm already starting to figure it out. If I ride the edge of the wall here, it goes down into its spot nice and easy. But yeah, just notice how nice and evenly the spacing is and everything like that. I've got it in there so that it is just perfectly centered, so one side's not sticking out more than the other, so that will feel good once I strap it on, and when I'm running around with it, it won't feel like it's canting to one side or the other. So far, I'm really happy with this and what the Ghidorah system is doing. I think ANR Design killed it with this. I think I mentioned a lot of my opinions in that little bit where I was installing the system, but I actually want to talk about one mistake I made during that installation, and it was I ramped up the retention too tight. And I will roll in some B-roll of me using the system for the first time and really struggling to get my mags out on the first pull. I actually have the Ghidorah spacers all the way open now. I have it completely wide open to the point where, honestly, if it wasn't retained in here, the screws would probably be falling out, because I discovered, and ANR Design does not recommend this. This is about where the system allows, if you put it really tight, for the magazine to stop. So they could be sitting up a bit higher than I currently have them, like this. And notice they're shaking a bit. If I ramped up the retention, they wouldn't be doing that. But I actually found that if I opened them all the way up and then just shoved them in a little bit deeper, I get a nice clicky retention on each mag. They sit down there nice and even with each other, and they actually aren't that hard to pull up. So there are these wings that sit at the bottom of the Ghidorah system. You can go back, or I'll roll in a picture to point out where those wings are at the bottom of the system. And they actually work really well as a retention point if you shove the mags all the way down. Obviously, like I said, you got to open up the retention all the way for that, but No issues pulling them out, and no issues pushing them back in. Really good, solid, consistent retention. Re-indexing them, super easy. And if I pull this guy off one more time and flip it upside down, these things aren't going anywhere. They're not shaking loose, but they are easy enough for me to pull out. So I'm not having issues going to grab a mag and having to fight with it in order to get it out. Now, is speed the biggest deal when it comes to making an AR mag change? It may or may not be. It just depends on the situation. I'm not going to pretend to be a tactician, but I'd rather be able to get to my mag quickly and not need to than need to get to my mag quickly and not be able to. It kind of goes with my other philosophy. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. But as I mentioned in the installation video, love this system, especially now that I've gotten quite a bit of practice in it. I find that it's extremely consistent and it makes certain things easy, especially re-indexing mags. So let's talk about a tack reload, which is, you know, people who are more tactical than me would say you're way more likely to do a tack reload than a speed reload in a realistic situation. So let's go through that just a little bit. I'm up here, bang, bang, bang. I come off the gun, I go for my new mag, I pull out the old one, I put the new one in, I stow the old one, and now I'm ready to go back on gun again if I need to. Now, when would you have to do that? You would probably do that kind of reload in between engagements. So if you've already scanned and there's no danger, you think you're low, but you're not necessarily out, instead of dropping a mag that still has bullets in it to the ground and leaving it behind, why not do a simple little L-style tack reload and retain that mag that still has ammo in it. This Ghidorah system makes it way easier for me to do this quickly and efficiently. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it with other systems. I'm just saying I like the way it feels when I do it with this system. It makes things really, really smooth, and I have a lot of confidence in the retention as well. The last thing that I will mention when it comes to the Ghidorah system is that it is going to react differently depending on what magazines you use. So you'll notice I've got a couple different options here. I've got two PMags, I've got a hex mag, and for the most part, since I run the retention all the way down into those wings down here, they all get retained more or less the same. But one thing I will say is that a magazine like a Duramag will actually sit deeper. So I'm gonna grab one of those so that I can show you what that looks like. So here we have one of your metal Duramags, very popular magazines, do a very good job. And if you'll notice, it sits in there just a little bit deeper. So that's just something to consider as you're making your setup. There might be some mags that sit deeper or higher depending on the mag. Now, to be fair, this would probably be this way no matter what system you're going to use, but definitely in this Ghidorah system, I'll put these guys side by side, match up those feed lips, and you'll notice that at the bottom here, there's a little bit of discrepancy in height. So when this guy goes in, he's not actually going in deeper, he just doesn't stick up as high. So just something to consider. If I were to go to grab for this one or this one, there's going to be a little bit of a height difference there. And other than that, there's not too much more to say about the Ghidorah system except that I really like it. I think it's way better than other systems that are out there on the market. There are a lot of those clamshell kind of systems that I was using, or there are triple mag carrier systems that you can shove into these placards that are made of nylon and Velcro, and I think Kydex is definitely the way to go. And if it can all be one piece, why not? It actually surprises me that it took this long for somebody to come out with a system like this, but I really like it and I think it's really cool. I think the future of this system is also very bright. I think they've already come out with an AR-10 version, so you can carry your 3 AR-15 mags, or you can get one that allows you to carry 2 AR-10 mags. You can get one for, I think it's a double pistol mag pouch as well, which I plan on getting and running at the very front of my setup here. So they are expanding this Ghidorah line. I think you can also get one that is optimized for 7.62 magazines. ANR design is being super smart and super cool about this whole thing. Guys, if you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. If you did not like it, go ahead and let me know down in the comment section why, so I can make my videos better for you. Also, make sure to check out those affiliate links if you're interested in Dangerous But Good or Axle hearing protection. And as always, I will catch you later.